Welcome to another episode of the Fitish podcast. As we're sitting here before the show talking about putting stickers over the Starbucks logo, so we're not getting Starbucks promo. Not like people aren't going to already know that we're drinking. Yeah, they don't pay.
Yeah.
Fran's big into sponsorships now. He's like, if they don't pay, they don't get any screen time.
Yeah, no, especially when you have a night nurse and a nanny and diapers.
Look how nice my employees are.
That's amazing.
I came into my office today and they left me a happy birthday sign.
I was about to tell them, like, it's not till November, people. And then it makes sense.
Yeah, it's mine. Oh. Yeah. So this last weekend was a real double whammy for Francisco because it was my first Mother's Day and my birthday. So we had a back-to-back. So how do you think you did?
I don't know. The feedback is since mixed messages.
Really?
But I think I did okay.
What feedback?
The feedback from my partner, the birthday
Since
girl.
mixed messages?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you just lying right now to be funny on the podcast?
No, I'm asking you.
What feedback since mixed messages?
Did you enjoy your birthday?
What are you talking about? Are you present at home? Like, are you like all together up in the head? Like, do you remember our conversation yesterday about it?
Which one?
Fuck, Fran. Really?
Which conversation? I'm not all that present lately.
What is going on with you?
I've been sleep deprived.
We had a night nurse. What are you talking about?
The weekend was rough. We did a lot of partying. So
my birthday weekend, and just gross. I don't even want to say that. I know some people are like, birthday month, birthday week. That's not really me. And as I sit here with this behind me, the girls did this. No, I really, and I know it would come as a surprise to y'all, probably because you think I'm super girly and maybe high maintenance, but something about birthdays and just events surrounding me in general, I don't really care. I said to Francisco, I don't want to do anything for my birthday. I haven't been feeling good since I stopped breastfeeding. I think I'm on the up now, but I had a few days in there that I really felt very depressed and terrible. So I just didn't want to do anything, I'm very postpartum. And so Francisco has very good intentions. You have amazing intentions, right? You do. But like,
that's what I tell an employee when I'm about to fire him. You have amazing intentions. But I feel however,
like you don't know me sometimes. And then it's kind of disturbing. And we got into it. I mean, we got into it the other day because he always wants to do a surprise. He always wants to wait until the last minute when it comes to like inviting friends and doing stuff. And, I kind of like to know what we're doing. Surprises are great occasionally, but literally every occasion with him for birthday or anniversary or holiday, whatever it is, he wants it to be a super surprise. Engagement's one thing. I get it. You don't want to tell me that that's happening, but I do. I sometimes feel like you don't know me. Like you plan things that you would like, but not that I would like. Because like I've heard that there are reports, okay? There are reports of, no, hold on. Let me backtrack before I blow what's really funny. He tells me a few days before my birthday, I was like, what are we doing? I don't really feel like doing anything. He's like, we're going to go somewhere new for dinner with just a couple friends. Great. Okay, so I need to get a babysitter. So I got a babysitter for Friday night. So that was nice. I was fine doing that, right? Well, then come Friday, things have changed a little bit. Someone can't go, and the restaurant we were going to go to, that's a new restaurant, we can't. So he was like, pick this really fancy restaurant in Dallas that we actually went last year for my birthday, really expensive. And I was like, I'm just not in the mood, man. Like, I'm just not in the mood. Like, I just want to like go sit at a bar, like, or somewhere outside that we can hang out with just a couple friends and like have a beer. Like, I want to wear jeans and a t-shirt. My jeans don't even fit. So you get it though. Like, I just want to wear something very casual. And I think he got really frustrated with me and was just like, I can never do anything right. And then it blew up into this whole thing. So I took Remy on a walk around the block because I'm like, it's my birthday. Like, I literally don't want to do anything. Like, I really didn't want to do anything. I would have been happy like sitting at home, cooking dinner or ordering food. So yeah, it erupted into a thing for a while. And then we got it back down. Right?
Yeah.
And we just went somewhere super casual. And that's what we did with a couple of our closest friends, which was really, really nice. But when I called my girlfriend, I called her and I was like in tears outside. And she's at her son's soccer game. And I was like, Claudia, I'm like, are you really dead set on going to this restaurant tonight for dinner? Because I'm just really like feeling postpartum and I don't want to get dressed up. And I just want to go really chill just for a couple hours and like have a beer and sit outside. And she's like, no, I'm fine with that. That sounds great. She's like, so we're not doing the party bus? And I was like, ha, 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 like thought she was kidding. And so I just ignored the comment. And then when we had dinner with them that night, someone else had texted me that wasn't able to come, another girlfriend of mine, and she's like, "Aren't you so glad you're not doing a party bus?" And then it registered, and I went, "You gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, what about me thinks that I would have enjoyed a party bus?"
Well, the thing
So
is
it was
that
a legit thing.
They exaggerated the party bus situation.
For 6 people. Okay, there were originally like maybe 6 or 7 people total that were gonna go hang out with me for my birthday.
We were
because,
about to be 8.
I don't like that many people.
Total.
I don't have that many friends. Yeah.
So
A
I had
party bus.
reservations in a really nice restaurant.
And
that
one of
it's-
them's pregnant. Yeah.
That it's in
You wanted to go
Frisco.
try the restaurant in the Star.
Yeah, at the
I haven't
Star,
even
yeah.
heard of it. Yeah.
So it's called Lombardi Cucina, and it's
supposed
one
to
of
be
the
really
best right now in
Okay.
Dallas. And so I called my birthday party committee, and which they all suck.
Oh, why? Because they tell him the truth and he doesn't want to listen to it. They're
because,
like, they tell me, they said Jenna would hate that.
It's not
Jenna
about
would hate
that. No, it's not about that. It's just they're not very helpful. But we're not gonna go into it. Burgers cannot be choosers. And
You know you're speaking about my friends.
I'm speaking about my committee. If they're your friends, that's your problem. That was my birthday committee. So
See, he can't take responsibility for just not knowing who I am as a person.
So let me finish. I was about to take us all there in a limo. Where they got the idea that was about to be a party bus, it's beyond my imagination. Maybe the yellow shots we were about to bring. I was about to bring virgin yellow shots for the pregnant one. And yes, it's only yellow. And it was about to be something different and exciting.
Yeah.
And
so this is what we've learned, okay? In summary.
Life, it's a box of chocolates.
No, okay, Forrest Gump. No, we've learned that men do the things for the women that they would want done for themselves. That is the moral of the story, I believe.
True.
Because you would be thrilled.
Not true.
You would be thrilled over a party bus with 100 people raging at like Concrete Cowboy in Frisco.
Not at all.
You would
no.
But you would not that. I'm kidding. But like you would love if you walked into a surprise party and it was like 30 of your closest friends all there to party and hang out. You would love that. I got it. I
didn't organize that for you. You keep saying that I organize things that I would like to be organized for myself. I don't. I would organize more like a party for myself. Like a 100 people party. I would not organize a sit down dinner. And I know that you like that because that's what we've been doing for a while. So that's what I did.
Well, it turned out great. We ended up going and sitting like in a backyard of a really casual restaurant and like a taco place. And then the same thing with Mother's Day. He had very grand Mother's Day plans of like a hotel room and a pool. And then I was like, we have an infant, so and dogs. So we decided just to go to a restaurant.
They already had a crib and they had dog sitting.
I know, Fran, but like when we have an infant who can't wear sunscreen yet and I have no swim clothes for him and he's not really supposed to get in a public pool yet, we're going to leave him in a hotel room with a monitor and then go lay at the pool? Like, what was the plan there?
Well, it was a flooded plan, okay?
Again, I love you. You have great intentions. On any other day, things like that would be amazing. But like being a new mom and feeling postpartum, and I know you just can't quite understand emotionally what that feels like. It's like I want to do things like that, but I don't because I'm not ready and I don't feel good. And so yeah, we ended up what would probably have been the most boring birthday weekend ever for Francisco. But for me, it was a dream. Like you acknowledged both my birthday and Mother's Day. And we ate tacos 3 different times from 3 different places. And we got to spend some time at home and spend some time with a couple of friends. And it was amazing. So I'm very happy. It was like the most low-key birthday I've ever had. And it was one of the best. So thank you.
Excellent. Success. Love it. I'm so happy.
I've gotten a lot of messages from women after last week. Well, really the podcast the week before where we had issues with communication. Of course, a lot of your messages that have been coming in are about our nanny drama that we experienced. I'm I'm still reeling quite a bit from that. So we'll touch base on that a little bit in the show, but and we're gonna get to some of your questions as well. But of course, a lot of y'all's comments have been asking about communication with your significant other, because apparently that's a problem that like all of us as women have. So your mother's advice, Fran, was like, you just tell them exactly what you want. And I'm like, I do. I tell them, just call me. Please call me. And please don't plan anything big and exciting for my birthday.
Exactly.
I tell them.
No. I hear that you guys are witnesses of the issue. My mom told her something that actually could be helpful. Just tell him what you want. Just call me. What time? Which situation?
Any. Pick a fucking time. Anytime works. Anytime. 5 minutes from now, 2 hours
How
from
often?
now. It doesn't matter. Just totally vague. See, look how open-ended that is for you. It's amazing.
It's super open-ended. That's where things get lost.
Call me at some point
Fall in the cracks.
day. Just call me. Communicate. Well, hopefully we can work better with our son communicating in general. He has started to communicate.
Yeah,
it's really exciting. I've heard that laughing may happen soon, but he's squealing right now. I think he's discovering his voice. So that's going well. But we're really excited that KiwiCo is a sponsor of the Fitish podcast, because as soon as Remy starts talking, I fully anticipate that he's going to talk a lot, because both Francisco and I talk a ton. Even the doctor said that to us at his last appointment. She said, because he's going like all the time, and she said, oh, he's going to talk a lot, and soon it's going to be why. And KiwiCo is so amazing because they deliver monthly science and art projects that will celebrate your child's natural curiosity and spark a love for lifelong learning. I've always had this fear. I realized it the other day, and I'm sure a lot of parents encounter this. Like, your kid's gonna start asking you stuff, and you're just gonna like not know the answer, and it's gonna make you feel kind of silly and stupid. You know, like if he asked me like how do caterpillars turn into butterflies? Actually, I think I kind of know that one, because they turn into like mush liquid and then they form into a butterfly. It's crazy. Like their whole genetic system breaks down. But I'm sure KiwiCo does a much better job of explaining things like this to the child. And so you're going to get all sorts of different projects to choose from. Of course, you're going to be able to choose these monthly deliveries based off of your child's interests, right? So they're not going to send you just stuff, on butterflies if your kid doesn't like butterflies and he likes rocks or something like that. So I love the idea of getting super cool hands-on science, art, and geography projects delivered right to our front door every month. And KiwiCo does all the legwork for you, so you can actually spend quality time tackling projects together, because that's so true. I'd be the type of parent with such limited time trying to work that I'd go, we should do a project on Saturday, and then I have to like look one up and then go get all the supplies. Oh my gosh, KiwiCo just eliminates all of that hassle, so you can actually just get right into the project. Step into spring and celebrate the season of discovery with a KiwiCo subscription. Get 30% off your first month plus free shipping on any crate line with the code Fitish at kiwico.com. That's 30% off your first month at kiwico.com, KIWICO.com. And again, that promo code is Fitish.
That's
really fun. I'm really looking forward to doing that sort of thing. I know. Remy's been quite a joy. He's actually 12 weeks, 3 months. This
Friday, yeah.
Yeah, 3 months old. Yeah, really exciting.
Crazy stuff.
We're getting the hang of it, y'all. He slept until 5:30 this morning. He went to bed at 8 p.m. and slept till 5:30. That's almost the whole night.
Yeah.
Right? If you could just get 1 more hour, that'd be nice. I'd like that 1 more hour, 2 more hours. It's never enough, right? No, it's actually really, really good. Really good. So he's being a really good boy. I think he knows nighttime from daytime
and
now.
His smiles are just makes all birthday debacle goes away.
All the what?
All birthday debacles go away when he smiles.
With how it turned out.
But he was happy throughout.
He was happy throughout. He's been really great. We found some help. I've been doing more. My mom's doing some. We're still trying to kind of navigate everything that happened since the nanny gate or whatever we want to call it.
You're talking about the elephant killer?
He's calling my mom the elephant killer. My mom accidentally microwaved this elephant. We use, these things are amazing, by the way. Fran's mom got us these monogrammed little, they're seeds in sacks. So it's like heating pads, but it's a different kind of heating pad because you microwave it for 20 seconds and it's the perfect temperature. And we put it on his belly and it has his name on it. It's a little elephant. It's so cute. My mom put it in the microwave for 2 minutes. It caught on fire, and the elephant is burned and murdered. And Fran is, I'm just gonna be honest, like, we're really upset about it, okay? Because we really love this was an amazing gift from his mom, and I know she can get another one made. It's just a small little bag, like it looks like a bean bag that you would play cornhole with, but it's in the shape of an elephant, and it is so nice. And I use it multiple times a day on his stomach. It really helps in his swing, like go to the bathroom, and if he has gas, I highly recommend this sort of thing. And it was also such a sweet gift, and it was monogrammed.
But
So so I said, my mom needs some help doing something. He goes, and now, I'm sorry, the elephant killer. So now that's what he's referring to her as, and she's so upset about it.
but it didn't even have ivory. I don't know why she killed him. But anyhow, I'm just kidding because that's replaceable.
Yeah, it's replaceable.
And she's been so helpful. Like
My mom's learning.
as long as she's not a bird killer.
A bird killer.
Bear killer, because we have a bear now.
Oh, the bear is the bigger one. Yeah, a bear killer. We'll get another one made, but I know we were upset about it. Stay a while. Put your keys down and stay a while. Are you about to like run out the door?
You never know in this situation when I just have to flee.
Thank you for all your kind messages, and they're still coming in because I know sometimes you listen to the podcast delayed about what happened last week. If you didn't listen to that one, I recommend you check it out. So, yeah, I'm struggling with what happened still. I feel upset. I still feel a little on edge. I think, if anything, it made me feel really tired. That was kind of another reason I was not in the mood to celebrate a birthday. I really felt like shit about the whole thing, like experiencing that. I don't like to admit that. Like, I just don't like, I know no one likes what happened, but it really freaks me out. And I appreciate all of the support. And a lot of people have shared some really wild stories about childcare with me, and just how important it is to really vet it out. And it's hard, because you want to give people an opportunity. You want to trust friends' recommendations of things, or just people that that have had a good experience with someone. But I think Francisco and I are at a point, reluctantly, that we're probably just going to have to go through an agency. And I think a lot of us avoid going through agencies because it's really expensive. They charge you like a 15% of whatever you pay the person. But so many of you have written me and told me how important, or some of you actually work at agencies. I got a great message from a woman yesterday who's living in San Francisco. Very cool. I don't know how you found us, but she said she's been working through a nanny agency herself for like the last 8 or 9 years. And she highly recommends that from an employee and employer perspective, that we go through an agency, because they're protected, we're protected. They have to give like 7 references that are all really heavily vetted and background checked, and she says they go through something like an FBI level of a background check. And that sucks because, that's amazing, but it also sucks because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm sure there's amazing people out there that would be amazing nannies, but, that aren't at a service. But I think we're just at a point that we're going to have to do that and find a really good fit for the family that way.
I think at this point we've learned, and as a new parent, and as a very lucky new parent where we have a really easy kid, he's amazing, and we have had, for the most, a great experience. You think that things are gonna come as easy as you see your surrounding and all your past experiences, like getting someone to help you. It's just finding a couple people and then you find the right one. But after what happened a couple of weeks ago, you realize that he is the most important thing that has happened in our entire lives, and he's the most.
Isn't it funny, because I don't penny pinch on anything ever. I mean, if anything, I'm overly generous, and I'm not amazing with money, so I don't know why I would be dragging my feet on like a 15% service charge,
I think,
for finding a really qualified person. And I think that's what I think everything's just been so expensive, that you're like, if you can just find someone that a friend recommends and you're paying them $20 an hour cash, that sounds great and easy, instead of going through a service that makes things more legitimate, and payroll and taxes and all of these things. But again, it's your child. If I could leave every day and go, this woman's amazing, and have no qualms about it at all, or very little, then it's probably worth the, $2,000 or whatever ultimately you have to pay.
the thing is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, the psyche behind it for us hasn't been penny pinching. It's been more, if it's been recommended by someone that we know, it's more valuable than having 7 references that we don't know.
And now I'm changing my mind on that because I
Absolutely,
think, yeah, I think
100%.
we're changing our mind on that
100%.
because you realize there's people you know, but they are so different than you that maybe what works for them just absolutely doesn't work for you, or maybe they just, I don't know. It just makes you kind of rethink everything. So.
Yeah. And then you need to learn a little more about nanny etiquette.
Yeah, I need to learn about nanny etiquette. Well, no, in all fairness, are we going to tell this story? I ran into a situation with a friend of ours that recommended a babysitter, and I've used her a couple times. She's amazing. She has a full-time job, so she can only work certain hours. She works from home, but she'll help out during the week. And I had asked her over a week ago to just if she could babysit for dinner the other night, but then I got a message from it's a friend of mine and Fran's, but she kind of scolded me. She wrote me a text, and I was like, "Ooh." She said, "Hey, I'd appreciate it if you would ask if you could use my babysitter in case I need her." And I didn't know that was a thing. Now, I've also been told by other friends that that's not a thing. So, because of course we went to dinner that night, and I asked my close friends if they do that with babysitters, and they were like, no, like we always laugh and say, shit, we shouldn't have recommended a babysitter to a friend because she's unavailable. Like, so, I have friends like Claudia and Steven who are like, no, that's not a thing. We don't do that. However, hey, everyone does things differently, and she was nice about it. But I'm very low drama, and I'm like, oh, I had no idea. Sorry, it won't happen again,
So I asked the nanny to raise her a little bit of her skirt because she was wearing a skirt, and she had a brand. She was branded.
Oh my God. First of all, I was like, where is this story going? She was branded. She's owned. Yeah.
She had like the Yellowstone brand on her
Hey,
leg.
you know what? At first, when someone says something like that to you, you're kind of caught off guard. And it was my birthday, and we were on our way to dinner, and I was like, oh, did I do something wrong? Like I just didn't know that was a thing. And she was, she was nice. She was nice about it.
Jokes aside, 50-50 of the people I've asked said that there is certain adequacy that actually, like, if someone recommend you someone, you should ask. But
I mean, so let's play this out. So 2 weeks ago, I asked, hey, can I use the nanny this Friday night? And she's like, well, I don't know what we're doing yet. Well,
hold on. What about you ask me in a week? We just put it on hold, put that deposit.
So I just don't know how that works because, like, she might just say, oh, no, we're probably going to need her. You know what I mean? So
There's
I don't
an app.
really know.
There's an app. And we might have to erase this whole thing because this is my idea of an app. And
Then don't say it,
no, I'm
Fran.
just kidding.
What?
No, there's an app for that. Like, I'm pretty sure there must be an app where you can put everything in a calendar and share a calendar.
With your friends.
Yes.
Yeah, look, it's not a big deal. And we were on the way to dinner, and I was like, hey, it's fair, right? Like, everyone does things differently. And if that's someone she interviewed and loves, like, I totally get it. I was like, yeah, I just didn't know. I felt bad. I was like, yeah, no problem. No worries. So no, not a big deal, but just funny, really funny, Hey, I have to say though, for the first time since I had a baby, I went and did a workout class. Fran had made us lunch reservations for my birthday, and I said no. I said, my jeans still don't fit. I don't want to do that. I want to go. I want you to work out with me. So we did a 12 o'clock workout and actually went and ate some fairly healthy food afterwards. And I felt
Are you sore?
Not as much as I thought. I was doing sprints on a treadmill. My cesarean scar's sore. However,
my cesarean scar is sore also.
Fran's bitching about how his clothes don't fit. So I don't know what you want me to do other than tell you about Noom, because
Tell me about Noom.
I've been utilizing Noom, and this is something that you need to do. But, of course, being pregnant, dieting's not on the mind, right? And Noom's also a really different approach to dieting in general, and they don't really like that word. This is a psychological approach to eating better, because Noom knows and believes, and I believe this too, that it's not always just about, kind of the food that you're eating. It's more about why are you eating that? Like why are you eating later at night? Are you not getting enough calories during the day? Are you a stress eater? Are you someone that when you're sad, you don't eat? They actually care about your kind of psychological approach to eating, because that does contribute to your weight gain over a long period of time, or why you're holding on weight different places. So Noom is going to arm you with skills you need to build smarter, more sustainable long-term habits and behaviors. using proven principles, right? Like this cognitive behavioral therapy. So, on the app, you're going to get the coaching, you're going to have the log. They're not going to kind of restrict what you're eating, right? They're going to give you the tools you need to figure out, how much you're eating. It's the portion control too, right? I've always learned like I can eat whatever I want, but I just can't overeat, right? Like, I mean, I can sit here and still eat things I enjoy, but I'm just not clearing my plate every time. I can't speak for you.
Oh, I like the thing is that I learned since I was a kid that there's starving kids in Africa, so I clear my whole plate.
Well, I'm going to hook you up with Noom, and Noom Weight really makes it easy to start on your weight loss journey and stay on track. Start building better habits for healthier long-term results. Sign up for your trial at Noom.com/Fitish. That's NOOM.com/Fitish. But I feel excited. I don't really have any real kind of weight loss goals per se. I think it's just postpartum's been I know I've said every phase has been the hardest, and I'm sure a lot of women have had babies feel this way, because you forget how tough IVF was, and then you forget how hard being super pregnant was. And it's amazing to have the baby now to look at, but it's really hard to get dressed these days when nothing fits. And you're no longer pregnant, because at least when you're pregnant, you have the excuse like things are tight and things aren't expected to fit, or they're tight and you have a huge bump. But being postpartum, when all of your clothes don't fit and your body's changed, it can really get you down and really makes the closet a mess when you're trying to get dressed every day and you put stuff on and you're like,
Sundress season.
I stupidly bought a pair of jeans in one size bigger than my pre-pregnancy size, right? Absolutely not even close to fitting. Absolutely could not even get the bottom button. And that was my mistake, And why would I do that on Mother's Day, birthday weekend? I don't know why I would do that. Why would I buy jeans before I tried them on? They were a brand that I have a few pair of in a size smaller than that one. Not a chance these are even going to fit. So anyway, I'm going to make some help. I'm going to work out more. But again, I'm not going to get in shape if I don't exercise. And it's so hard to exercise
I'm going to use that code because I do need, I haven't been able to lose my pregnancy weight either. So.
Yeah, Candy mentioned.
What? The elephant killer was talking about my weight? Okay. What did she say?
Didn't. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was about to go ballistic on she kills the elephant and talk about my father figure?
Your father figure. It's so funny because you don't look that different to me. But your jeans are tight, right?
My jeans are not tight. They're just impossible. They're just, they look like tattooed if I put them on.
They look like that guy in the taco shop the other day. They were painted on.
Yeah, so I'm
what's going on with you?
I think it's just stress eating and shit,
I can laugh because I don't think you look bad at all. I think you look great.
It's just a matter of getting back to the horse. I used to work out every day. Now I work once a month. Work out.
You go in these phases and that's what's crazy because it's going to be hard for you because I don't think it can be all or nothing anymore, and that's what I've realized. I don't think it can be 5:30 a.m. every single day of the week now with a baby. I think it's you and I are going to have to kind of toggle and be like, I'm going to do 12 p.m. I'm going to take lunch.
Sleeping thing sucks. I would be very well if the human body didn't need sleep. There's so much shit
I think we all would
have done. Working out at 3 a.m., then doing some work around 4:30 a.m.
Yeah, I know, but we have to sleep, and that's really important.
That's what
I tell myself when I wake up in the morning. I'm like, sleep is a bit more important than exercise.
Yeah,
got to prioritize my health.
Yeah, when you wake me up, it says nanny's leaving.
Go.
It's do you want me to?
Bullshit. I take care of that baby so much more than you do. You can get up for 30 minutes in the morning.
I'm not gonna go there.
What?
I said I'm not going
I
to
wouldn't.
go there.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I told you today I need help at 2:30. See, this is what gets hard. This is what we end up talking about is like we have someone helping out right now, but she can only help out until 2:30 every day because she has a baby in school or a kid in school and she's amazing. We love her. But like 2:30 is really tough when you're working. 2:30 just comes up real quick. Like that's just a couple hours from now. So and then he comes home at 6 and I'm like by the time he comes home, I'm like I have so much love for stay-at-home moms and even more importantly, and I'm sure the stay-at-home moms with husbands would agree, the single stay-at-home moms, even though sometimes I know the husbands aren't as helpful, you've been really wonderful. I mean, it would be nice for you to wash bottles occasionally. I'm not sure. Have you washed bottles yet?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. Polished bottles.
What?
I have polished many bottles.
When was the last time you washed those baby bottles?
We're talking about baby bottles. No.
I'm gonna kill him. Let's get to
Just
some of
2
your
weeks ago,
questions.
we polished like tequila bottle with my dad, but
Sometimes we're teasing and sometimes we're not. Uh, let's get to some of your questions. Fran, will home prices ever come down or are the high prices here to stay forever?
I think prices are going to stabilize. Interest rates just went up, so prices are not going to go down. I really don't think if prices are not going to go down, they're not going to keep raising at the velocity that they were raised. They're going up, but I don't foresee them going down.
Yeah. We're still looking for a house, so that's going great for us.
Yeah, we're going to look at a house today, I think.
Today.
Or tomorrow.
You're going to add that to the calendar. It's gone by tomorrow. It's going to be gone by the time we even want to go look at it today if we didn't wake up and do it. But it's really hard.
If it's meant to be, it'll be.
Fran, another one for you. Does Fran have to go back to Mexico soon since this trip was cut so short?
Yes, I do.
But guess what? We're all going to find out at the same time.
And maybe it's today because I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm just kidding, babe. I'm just kidding.
It's not funny.
For you.
Jokes are usually like you set up a punchline. It's a joke. It's funny.
I'm just a rapid fire joker.
I got a lot of nice emails from supportive women who struggle and are trying to give advice to Fran. They're very frustrated with his inability to communicate. So I appreciate that. We'll just leave it at that. I have a lot on my side with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're the supportive men here.
They also understand that it's very tough and you need to communicate with me because they've been through it as well. They're basically all over here. Everyone's over here. No. Yeah. If you want another baby, do you know when you'll start that process again? Oof.
Next life. Right around this time, next life.
I do. I say I do, but it's like that very vague, like I do without any more thought behind it. I'm not sure. I don't know. I really don't know. He's great. I think we just want to enjoy this for a while and see. We have a couple of great friends that we went to lunch with and she's pregnant again. But their daughter's 3 right now. So they said they just really wanted to take their time with it and get to a good place with her because to have a really little one that just, they didn't want to do that. So I like that method. I like that idea. So I don't even know when we'll talk about it. It'll probably be one of those things that in a couple of years I look at him and I'm like, I want to have another baby. And he's like, let's talk about it. And then we don't talk about it. And then at some point we decide we want another baby.
No, I think it's just so hard to think about having the bandwidth and the love bandwidth and every type of bandwidth for another baby. And I think, as you said, they did it right because they have this baby that is 3 years old. And now she's a little more self-sufficient.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can leave him alone for just a couple of minutes playing. Any new milestones for Remy? Mine started laughing at 10, 11-ish weeks. That's going to be great. He's laughing silently, kind of. So, he hasn't actually giggled. He definitely is making a lot of noises. He's exploring his voice. He squeaks and he squeals and he, does a lot of babbles, but yeah, and a lot of smiles. He's a very smiley baby. We're very lucky. He's very good, healthy, happy
He's
child.
such an amazing
He doesn't
baby.
cry literally at all, which I'm starting to realize he really doesn't cry at all unless I hurt him picking him up. And he's a little drama prince.
Does that happen often?
Well, no, you know what I mean? If he's uncomfortable and he's like hot and sweaty and you're picking him up and he's hungry and he's like, "Wah," like that's all we get. We don't really get a cry. We call him the
Yeah.
drama prince. If you take his bottle away from him when he's eating, he
Oh,
screams
he's like
real loud
bloody
once,
murder.
but it's a trick. He just think, he's not really crying. He's just learned. And I'm like, I know what he's up to. But no other milestones. He rolled over this morning, but it might have been a fluke doing tummy time.
I don't think it was a fluke
I
because
wasn't touching it.
No, I saw you just holding it so it doesn't fall hard.
Yeah, I had my hand there to catch
but
it.
I
Because you
don't-
know how wobbly they are. He's like on his tummy, like rocking, like trying to kind of like Superman it. And he just went like, whoop.
But he's starting to enjoy tummy time. Like, it's the first time I see him actually smiling on his tummy. I don't know.
That makes so much sense right now that you look at him and think he's enjoying that. I don't see any enjoyment in his face when he's doing tummy time.
No, but he was like actually like he wasn't crying.
This is why men are like, I'm a really good lover. Like they think that the women have always really enjoyed it. His face looks like he really enjoyed it.
Babe. You cannot ever win here.
I love you. I'm just giving you shit.
I need more people on my side.
You right, Fran. Fran, you have plenty of people on your side. They love you. They absolutely love you. How was your first Mother's Day?
So, it was good. I really enjoyed it. I think
We
it
watched Formula One.
yes.
That was fun.
It was a lot of fun. Didn't love that track, but it was great.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, Formula One wasn't all that great. It was okay.
I liked it. I like watching stuff
Not a lot
like
of
that.
passing.
Fran, have you been enjoying your ritual supplements?
I love them. Look at me. I'm so healthy.
Have you been taking their new probiotic?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the Symbiotic Plus is actually what it's called. So they sent that to us. So I took Ritual prenatal vitamins. A lot of you write me and ask me that if it was true. And I like to be honest and say, before I had the Ritual prenatal vitamins, I had been kind of like dabbling and trying other things. And then Ritual was like, they sent me their prenatals. And first of all, they taste great. I know that them working is even more important, but to me, something I have to swallow every day, I want it to taste really good. And the prenatals have this lemon coating and they don't taste like vitamins and supplements. And now they've launched the Symbiotic Plus, which is like a multi-probiotic situation. And it contains 2 of the world's most studied strains of probiotics, which is absolutely amazing. And I know you've been taking this recently too. Hey, we're giving our baby probiotics as well. So we're like a full probiotic family going on. But this is more than a probiotic. This one is actually minty capsule tasting. So that one's it's so important to me that everything I swallow vitamin wise tastes really good. And
I'm very happy that you make that point vitamin wise. Otherwise I will start eating pineapple every day.
Yeah. You can't do that during a commercial. You can't say that during a sponsored commercial. They're going to be so upset. Either edit that out or leave that in if that's okay. No. Anyway, I absolutely love Ritual. The taste of everything is so, so good. Symbiotic Plus and Ritual are here to celebrate, not hide your insides. I didn't even know about probiotics until like a few years ago. Is that crazy? I didn't even know how important it was, like to work on your gut health.
That's funny. So I just knew about it because we had a drink that they gave us in Mexico. Funny that Mexico, they give you probiotics since you were a kid.
Oh, so probably because y'all eat like a lot of stuff that needs to
Cucarachas and
be,
shit.
you need to flush it out. But anyway, no more shame in your gut game. That's why Ritual is offering our Fitish listeners 10% off your first 3 months. Visit ritual.com/Fitish to start Ritual or add Symbiotic Plus to your subscription today. It pairs well with all of the other vitamins, the Essential Plus.
Yeah, absolutely. And we need a t-shirt that says that. I need to wear that.
What is the most unexpected thing about motherhood you've experienced so far?
The most about motherhood.
You want me to go on this one?
I think you go on this one.
It changes every day. I think lately, and showing my mom how to do stuff with Remy, that she, like yesterday was kind of her first full day at home helping me. And you realize just how time consuming it is, right? Like it's a it's a full-time, both hands-on sort of job that just when one thing's done, it's time to do something else, And so it's really hard for me right now, kind of grieving my old life, to be as productive in long increments, trying to clean my closet, trying to get work emails done, trying to pay bills. And I think so much at the time about how lucky I am to even have my mom over to help for a few hours because, to be doing that alone, when do people exercise? When do y'all do the dishes? When do you do this? And I think I'm learning that, you have 40-minute increments if you're lucky when you lay them down for a nap and you just have to put down the yoga mat and work out, or you just have to do dishes. And I've only been doing, Remy's stuff, Remy's laundry, Remy's dishes. So mine and Fran's shit is like all piled up. And I tried to start that yesterday, but I only got to the point where I like cleaned out the closet and like made piles. Now I have to find like another 40-minute window to do it. So it's hard because everything feels incomplete on some days and you never get to everything. And that's just part of it. So that's been very unexpected for me, in a, not to sound negative, but that I knew it was going to be time consuming, but I think that part's really hard. And I think balancing, he's been really good, but kind of balancing expectations with a partner. You can't expect someone to do things your way. And we've really had to work on that. Like, let me do things my way. You do things your way. And the baby's okay. Everything's fine. But it's really nice. And I was worried, to be able to say like, hey, I really need you to come home. He's like, what's the emergency? I'm like, there's no emergency. We have a baby. I need help right now because I'm tired and I need some help. And be like, can you please come home? Because that's hard. It's just, you kind of have to drop stuff that feels more important at the time, the stuff that I need to do or a meeting I need to have. And I have to be like, no, I have to be present and do this right now. He stares at me if I'm on my phone. He is so young. He stares at me when I'm on my phone. I had like 2 hours of screen time all of last week. Like,
I don't believe that.
I'll show it to you.
2 hours.
I have the proof. It might have been like 1 hour and 10 minutes of like social. Like between Instagram and TikTok and all of those, of social media screen time total in a week. I'm a good person.
Yeah, I'm
a good person with our baby son.
Look at that.
Yeah. So what's next? Anything to look forward to in 2022? Well, for us, we have only one trip planned and we're trying to get our passport appointment, I think at the end of this week. So hopefully we get that in time so we can go on a big family trip at the end of the summer.
It would be a shame leaving him here for our first family vacation.
We're leaving you here too. No, we're really looking forward to that. I'm taking my mom and all of Fran's family, and we're going to Puerto Escondido, way, way down in Mexico. I've never been there before, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, we're super happy. My mom's super excited. It's for my mom's 60th birthday.
We haven't done a family vacation like that with you. I've never been on vacation with your family and bring my mom. So it's going to be a full house. I rented like a big Airbnb, which I've also never done. So I'm very excited about the whole thing.
Yeah.
It should be really fun. I hope. And a baby and a crib really and all the baby shit we need to bring. So that's really literally our only trip we have planned. I'm a homebody and I've been much more of that. So I don't know. I'm in a different phase of life right now and I really quite like it. I think if this had been any other summer and I didn't have a baby, it's like, what's next? Like, are we going to go out of town? Are we going to take some vacation? Are we going to do this, have more plans? There's a new restaurant that opened up. Let's go out to eat. I'm just so not on that wavelength right now. I'm focusing on work because I need to focus on work. And, business has been kind of in a bit of like a slump, kind of hard to figure out how to scale the business. And so I'm focused on that. And that's stressful, but I'm also just really enjoying time at home. And I think having a baby takes away from a lot of those other things that I would have looked at before as problems, if that makes sense.
What do you think is the best change you have had since we have a baby? Like the most positive thing that has happened in your life overall, besides having a baby? Like,
can you repeat the question?
Like, what's the most positive thing that you feel like about having a baby, about being in a family situation?
Maybe hope for the future. Priorities have changed in a better way. I feel less, I don't know. I feel more fulfilled in a way. I feel less stressed about stuff that would have gotten me down before, if that makes sense. Just on an overall, I feel more chill. I don't know if you like feel that way at all about me, but I feel more chill about whether it's a fight with you or just like maybe before if a girlfriend said something that rubbed me the wrong way, or if there was drama between friends that I didn't want to get involved in, I would still talk about it. Like I don't give a fuck about anything anymore like that. You know what I mean? Like I just feel very like I just want to have a few close friends that have the same values as me. And like, I just don't care about some of that other stuff that maybe I cared about more before, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Or,
absolutely.
or even work drama. I found myself having a conversation the other day and there was kind of something going on up here. And I was like, I really don't care. Like, I just want everyone to like work hard and get their work done. Like, I just don't seem to have as much of like a drama tolerance anymore. Or even with you, I'm like, I just don't want anything for my birthday. Like, let's be done with it. I just feel very like, I don't know. I feel more low key about stuff in general because I think you realize I'm just so grateful to have like a healthy baby right now and that I got through all of that. And I'm so fortunate and consider myself very lucky that stuff just kind of pales right now.
Absolutely.
Compared to that. You know what I mean? Because I think about life could be so much worse than it is. Any problems just don't feel like problems as much anymore.
Absolutely.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer.
That makes sense. That was a long way to get there. Do Fran's parents speak English? If not, how do they communicate with Jenna?
Sign language. No.
The better question here is how does my mom communicate with Fran's mom?
Like this.
So, oh my gosh, Kana, we got to sell you out on this. So, Fran's mom speaks great English. I understand certain Spanish words. She speaks really good. And she really does. She
I'm no one to talk
really well.
But
as I said, speaks really good, which isn't even appropriate grammar, but she's wonderful and tries really hard. His dad doesn't speak a whole lot of English, but I get his love. But no, his mom's really great. We use translator apps if there's anything, especially with the kind of conversations her and I were having, because that's where it gets tough, right? It's not just, hi, how are you? I love you. How's it going? It's like really talking about the baby and talking about medicine and things like that. So we translate back and forth on the phone and we'll understand when I want to say something really meaningful. But I've also learned that, when you're trying to ask someone a question in another language, when I'm talking to your mom and I'll say something about Remy's probiotics, for instance, and if she didn't understand me, I would use other words that she might understand. Like you come up with synonyms for the word you're trying to ask, like, cause she would say, what is, for instance, a great example is like, what is fussy? Like I was always saying he's fussy or he's stinky, right? Like if he had a diaper, I would be in his face and I'm like, you're so stinky. You're a stinky boy. And she's like, what is stinky? And so I would then use other words to be like, oh, he smells bad or he went poo-poo in his diaper
she just
and
like
I hold my nose. But what my mom does, instead of like using other context words and synonyms, she just says the same thing again louder. So it's like, he's stinky. And I'm like, no, like you need to use other words. Like saying the same word over and over again, like she's hard of hearing, is not going to help her understand it more. You need to use other words that describe the same thing. So it's so funny because my mom will just be yelling at his mom and I'm just cringing.
No, she talks slower and louder.
I was like, Mom, you should maybe slow it down and say it more loudly. But she thought I was serious. So that's what she does now. But your mom's great. So that's how we communicate. Yeah. Fran's a pretty good translator until he either gets drunk or tired. And then he just completely gives up translating back and forth. Being around your family will be great. No, your sister and brother speak good English.
I still translate, but I just edit more. Like there's a bunch of words.
It's like, and he's like, no. And I was like, fuck, that is not what was
like.
I
just better at curating phrases. Like there's a lot of words that, like what she tried to say is yes, she liked it. She doesn't want to go. Like it's you just go to the
because you all use like a million more words.
Some. Yeah, we're a little expressive.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's end on this. How did you know you wanted to be parents? I don't think I want to be a mom. Well, Karen, what's her name? I would say what? I would say don't be a mom. What?
Nothing. I thought, never mind. But I think it's. I thought for a second I didn't want to be a dad.
Really?
Yeah, no, like I was really close to never be a dad. Like I really thought.
Because all those women you dated were infertile at that point?
No, because, well, that there's something to do with that, but.
Because it was not possible with their age range?
Babe, we've seen miracles. Okay?
I can't believe that because you are, in my eyes, like you're one of those people when they talk about people like meant to be a dad, you are in every way. And I've always felt that way since I met you. I always wanted to be a mom, but I had dated people in the past that didn't want children. And so I often used to toy with the idea of not having kids. And I do think that, there is a life for not having children that could be fulfilling in a
Absolutely.
certain way. I actually think it's like the most responsible decision someone can make. Like if you know that you're like not going to be a good parent or you don't want to be a parent, it's a much better decision to say, I'm not going to have kids than to try and do it because other people are doing it, because it's definitely the hardest thing I've ever done. But I'm so happy that my life turned out the way that it did, and I felt it was more about meeting the right person for me, because I was never one of those that's like, oh, yes, I want to have children so badly. Even if I never meet the right person, I'm going to go through the process and do it myself. Maybe I hadn't gotten there yet, but that wasn't on my radar. But when I met you, you were so good with kids. I mean, you love kids. You were so good with kids. I mean, one of the first times we met, you're showing me your niece and your nephew, which, like, I don't even show people like that my half brother and sister, and I love them, but like I'm not that way. I just don't talk about family as much as you do. And it was so cool to see that, because I think something I lacked growing up was like this real, and I have a great family, but as an only child and my parents got divorced, that it wasn't this like, we didn't have all these traditions anymore. And I've always kind of, once I met you, looked forward to like having Christmas and having these holidays and having our own little family and our own little traditions. But you've always been amazing with kids. I mean, to a point that I was like, geez, he like really loves kids, And so it surprised me to think you
Yeah,
considered not being
because
a dad.
so I've always travel light. Like I've always been like in life
A little less light these days, but
a little less light these days. But I loved my niece, my nephew, and I just thought that I was always gonna be that cool uncle,
I know,
you
but
know?
that's what's cool about you is your level of patience, right? Because that's been the hardest thing about motherhood for me. And everyone said, "Oh, when it's yours, it'll be better." And I'm like, "Is it though? Like, if we had a kid screaming all day and we're so lucky we don't, that would be really hard. It'd be really hard. It's really hard even right now when I want to get work done and do stuff, but your level of patience has always been really good. When you do spend time with him, you're great with him. And so no, I think that to answer your question, that's what changed for me, is meeting someone that loves kids, was great with kids, looked at me like very adoringly and was like, I want to have a family with you. And we were just easily able to be open and talk about every element of having a family together, and it just completely changed the way that I felt about being a mom, because I felt like, as much as him and I are stubborn and fight and these things, we were always really much on the same page about being as 50-50 as possible when it came to being parents. And I'm sure we'll have plenty of challenges ahead with discipline and all sorts of things, that we'll have to try and cope with and deal with. But for now, it's going really well. And I was really excited to meet someone that I knew would be a great dad. And I think that was actually one of the things I loved about Francisco the most. Like, more than anything else, I always knew he'd be like a really, really great dad. So, and that was really important to me. If I was going to have a child with someone, that I wanted them to be wonderful.
Well, I really appreciate your words.
Yeah.
They really touched
But if
me.
you feel that you don't want children, I wouldn't have children. I mean, I think like you're onto
And
something
that's
there.
absolutely valid. Like, not everybody's meant to reproduct.
Produce, yeah.
Reproduce, yeah.
That's fine. Everyone gets it.
And I've seen people, I cannot say I have seen many people, but I've seen people very close to me that should never have kids. And they
Have you know a lot of older people, and we tease you about it, or I tease you about it a lot, but like, you have friends that never had children and are happy with that decision too?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I have friends that never had children and they don't crave it. Like they have friends that have children, they
They get
have
their fix.
family with children, they get their fix. And I know couples that never had children, they're really happy. And I know and this is the happy side of this equation, because I know couples that have kids that should have never had kids, that they're not happy because they have kids, and they tell you openly, like my friend, that he's always telling me like, oh, you just ruined 20 years of your life. I have a friend that tells me that
He has
because
kids.
he has 2 kids, and he said like now that they are
I feel
out
terrible
of
for
college,
them.
yeah, it's horrible. But there's people like that. There's people like got into it because she got pregnant
Yeah.
or because she wanted kids, but he didn't want kids, so
And it never
he
changed.
caved.
He never.
And
Yeah.
it's just really
The
sad.
point is, it's really difficult. And so, even if a piece of you wants children, it's the most amazing feeling of love ever. So you almost feel bad for the people that chose to never have kids because they're definitely missing out on a certain drug-like feeling,
Yeah.
that's there. But it ain't for the faint of heart because, oh my gosh, it's really tough,
Oh.
isn't it?
It is really tough, but it is very rewardful. However, you have to have the vocation. You have to have a little bit of the calling to be a parent.
Really glad that your time at the priesthood came to an abrupt end and you were able to procreate.
Yeah, me too.
Lucky me and Remy.
You never know. I would have been able to procreate as a priest, and then shit would have gone south.
I don't know where your life would have gone if you had become a priest. I would have never known. I would have never known you.
Maybe one day I would have confessed to you.
Would have what?
Hear your confession or some.
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
No, never. That never would have happened either. Never. I would have never been in a church in Rome confessing my sins. No. Also, we never would have met. I would have been like, look at that hot priest. Too bad he's a priest. Yeah. On that note, we'll catch you next week. Thanks for submitting all your questions. Your questions are really fun. I hope you all enjoy us answering them. There were a handful I didn't get to because now your questions are all over the board, some about work. But as always, shoot us emails, info@fitish.com. We respond to every single one of those. I read all of them. So it is me reading and responding to those. Francisco, if you want to get a hold of him, he has an Instagram. You DM your real estate needs. He's actually gotten a couple of clients looking for homes, which is really cool. So
I'm very excited, actually.
No matter your budget, he's there to help. He really enjoys it.
I have a great team also, and any real estate needs for sure. My Instagram is @FranciscoRizzo_.
The underscore. All right. Well, we'll catch you next week.